Hello, beautiful ladies. Dr. Emily Kiberd here with Thyroid Strong Podcast. If you have ever said, I know what to do, but I just can't stick with it, whether it's workouts or your eating habits or your steps or putting yourself to bed, this episode is for you. For so many women with Hashimoto's, it is not an information or a knowledge problem. It is a consistency problem. Let me say that again. It is not about, I need more information. It is, I need a plan and I need to execute with consistency. There are plenty of podcasts, books, blog posts, Instagram posts, TikToks, you name it out there that can help you get started. But let's be honest, getting started is rarely the issue. How many of us have gained and lost the same 15 pounds over and over again for like the last 20 years? Maybe it's not 15 pounds, maybe it's 30 pounds. It's not about knowing more information overload. It's about knowing how to keep going with Hashimoto's when your energy feels low, when your energy crashes, your joints are kind of achy, and you're questioning, is this even worth it? Most people lean into motivation. They wait for that surge of information, or they tell themselves, okay, Monday I will start. The perfect Monday I will start. But motivation is fleeting, ladies. It shows up when it wants. And if we only relied on motivation, even the bodybuilders, Peter Attia, Gabrielle Lyon, you name it, motivation is fleeting. Those people do not lean into motivation. What actually builds results is momentum. That quiet habit of being 1% better every single day. That is what creates change that sticks. And when change happens, habits are built, and then you start to see change in your body. And here's the best part. When you start doing healthy things for your body, like eating protein-forward meals, lifting weights, walking after each meal 10 to 15 minutes to regulate your blood sugar, your body starts to crave feeling good. It becomes easier to keep going because you're no longer chasing results. You're reinforcing your identity as someone who eats protein, who lifts weights, who puts themselves to bed like a boss, who feels amazing doing the hard things. They feel amazing continuing to be 1% better every day and tapping into momentum over motivation. And anyone who's been inside my Thyroid Strong programs, whichever one it is, 6-week, Thyroid Strong Elite, which is 6 months, personalized programming, or my one-on-one root cause functional medicine coaching, you know that we lean into momentum over motivation. We show up, we do the do, we don't ruminate, we don't hem and haw. And so today, I'm going to share 5 things to stay consistent on your weight loss journey with Hashimoto's. And these 5 things are going to be specifically tailored for women with Hashis because hello, Thyroid Strong Podcast, this is where it's at. We're going to go deep into identity. So not just, I'm going to lift weights. You're going to say, I am someone who lifts weights. This is what I do. It's a non-negotiable. We're going to talk about habit design, accountability, and how to stay on track even when your energy dips. So number 1 is identity over willpower. You don't rise to your goals, you fall to your identity. So let's shift the mindset away from relying on willpower or motivation and shift it to reinforcing your identity. So instead of being like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to eat protein, my breakfast is going to be 30 grams, I'm going to lift weights, tomorrow's Monday, let's hope I get after it, giddy up, let's go. You're going to reframe from I'm going to I am. You are starting to shift your identity, and little gold nuggets come out of shifting your identity. So instead of I'm going to lift weights 3 times this week, I am someone who lifts weights. And this week, it's going to be 3 times. Versus I'm trying to lose weight, right? I'm trying to lose weight is not stepping into an identity. So really start to listen to the words. They are nuanced. They are specific. They are important. I lift weights. It is a non-negotiable. I start my day with a protein-forward breakfast. It is a non-negotiable. Versus something that maybe you would normally say that is not led with reinforcing identity is I'm trying to lose weight. I'm going to eat well. I'm going to eat clean. I'm going to lift a weight. Maybe I'm going to go to the gym. That's not an identity. Anchor this in for long-term success. I am consistent because that's who I am. Identify as someone who heals, who nourishes their body versus always thinks they should be in a caloric deficit, who puts on muscle to build strength, versus sometimes women create an identity for themselves of, I'm managing my symptoms. I am my Hashimoto's. You are not your Hashimoto's. You are just an amazing woman walking this planet that just happens to have Hashimoto's, and you get to learn from this journey of healing. So anchor in this long-term success. I am consistent, and that's who I am. I show up even when I don't want to. I don't need motivation. I build momentum. Okay, so number one, the words you speak to yourself and how you show up for yourself starts to build your identity. So start to walk towards reinforcing an identity versus relying on motivation or willpower. Number two, take out any roadblocks or anything that could create decision fatigue. I'm sure you've heard this study. This is more marketing where they're like, you go into an ice cream shop, there's 31 flavors, you have no idea, you walk out with nothing, versus there's vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. There's only 3 choices, and it's so much easier to walk out with ice cream. Okay? So number 2 is reduce decision fatigue. With Hashimoto's, we already have fatigue. We already have brain fog. The fewer decisions you take in your day, the more you will walk yourself towards success. So for example, when I owned my clinic, I used to wear the same outfit every day, a little Steve Jobs-esque strategy. I would wear a black shirt, kind of wavy in the armpit so I wouldn't sweat all over my shirt, black jeans, white shoes. Took out that decision because I already had thousands of decisions to make during the day treating patients. Same thing with Hashimoto's. Simplify your food choices. Simplify your workouts. Create daily non-negotiables for yourself. So for example, same high protein breakfast every day. 2 eggs, 2 to 3 egg whites, 2 chicken sausage from Belinsky's chicken apple sausage. That will make you hit 32 grams of protein. Schedule your lifting days. My lifting days are Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. And I typically take calls on those other days. Schedule them in, make them a non-negotiable. Make it as if you are meeting a friend. You would not ditch on your friend, so don't ditch on yourself for your workout. Create a grocery list with protein targets. It could be from ChatGPT. Here's the prompt that you would put into ChatGPT. Act as my functional medicine doc and nutritionist. Create a 5-day meal plan with these calories and macros. Make a protein forward. These are my food intolerances. Do not include these foods in my grocery list. Make a meal plan and a grocery list to go with the meal plan. Ask any clarifying questions. Put into ChatGPT. It will do it for you. Okay? So reducing decision fatigue. Same high protein breakfast every day. Scheduling your lifting days. I even schedule into my calendar when I walk. So I like to walk after I eat lunch for an hour. Otherwise, I don't hit my steps of 8 to 10,000 per day. And as I'm trying to cut calories and lose weight, those steps need to go up to 15,000, even 20,000 for extra non-exercise thermogenesis. Pre-log your grocery list. When your energy is unpredictable, structure is your safety net. I'll say that again. When energy is unpredictable, like with Hashimoto's, structure in your calendar, in your meal planning, in your breakfast, in your grocery list is your safety net. Number 3. So we just talked about creating identity over willpower or motivation. Number 2 is reducing decision fatigue. Number 3 is tracking habits, not just results. So for the last 45 days, I've been tracking my calories and my macros to a T, my weight every day, my steps, the number of hours I sleep, because I have a weight loss goal for a photo shoot end of September. Nothing like a photo shoot to get you to do the do, all right? So number 3, track your habits, it's not your results. So the scale, your weight will fluctuate with inflammation, with your carb intake, with water retention, with Hashi flares. So instead of tracking weight, which I do every day because I have a goal to work towards. Maybe you track your weight once a week. Track things that are within your control. The number of grams of protein per meal, minimum 30 grams. Your steps, 8 to 10,000 steps a day. If you're only doing 3,000 steps, don't jump from 3,000 to 8,000. Increase 1,000 per day per week. So if your average is 3,000, next week hit 4,000 every day. The week after, hit 5,000 every day. Other things that you can track in terms of tracking habits, not just results, because sometimes if we just step on the scale, we get down about ourselves. Track the number of workouts you did, the number of hours you slept, the quality of your sleep. Your body is always listening. Show it what consistency looks like and feels like. It feels so good. So instead of just tracking results, because if you just stepped on the scale every day, I guarantee in a week, you're going to be Debbie Downer on yourself. Track your habits. Those little tracking of your habits, your protein, your steps, your workouts, your sleep are going to give you little wins that make you feel good, give you a little dopamine hit, and they're going to make you want to keep going. Number 4, accountability with the right container. You don't just need any accountability. You need Hashi-specific support. How many times have you had accountability buddies, or maybe you go work out with your girlfriends and they're like, we're losing weight. And you're like, this HIIT training is making me pack on the pounds. So I've had clients go to group fitness classes and then they crash. And then they're like, oh, why is everyone getting results but me? Maybe it's an F45 class, Barry's Boot Camp, Soul Cycle, you name it. I've seen all the women do all the classes, including myself. And I think it's important to feel seen and supported without shame, especially if a Hashi flare hits. You could jump into Thyroid Strong. You could jump into Thyroid Strong Elite. That is 6 months of personalized coaching, calories and macros and workouts. Or if you want personalized accountability from me, you can jump into my Root Cause Functional Medicine. It is 6 months one-on-one functional medicine coaching for personalized consistency. I'll drop the links in the show notes to check them out. I will say who you surround yourself matters immensely. So when I hang out with Dr. Gabrielle Lyon, we are working out. I don't even question, should I bring out workout clothes and shoes? We are working out. We are eating protein. We are not overeating. We're not eating French fries, okay? Surround yourself with people who are doing the things you want to do. If you surround yourself with people who sit on the couch and eat pizza, what's going to happen? Probably the same. So surround yourself with people who are doing the do and are living the life you want to live. Part of that could be inside of Thyroid Strong or Thyroid Strong Elite. Thyroid Strong Elite, these women show up to our Friday call. That's my personalized calories, macros, workout group coaching. They show up to our Friday call. Everyone shows up. It is a non-negotiable. If they want my help, they show up to that call. They know we are looking at protein macros. They know if they show up and their calories are 500 calories over every single time, and everyone else is like dialing in their calories and the macros, and their fats are off the charts, like 180 grams, they're not going to do that and show up to a call and show off their food log. They're going to know, okay, on Fridays, I get on a call, I ask for help so that I can walk myself to my goal, and everyone else in that group is doing the same thing. So I better not be overeating pizza. Like everyone in the group is going to be like, duh, don't eat the pizza, right? So you are the people you surround yourself with. So surround yourself with amazing people who are living the life that you want to live. Number 5, normalize flare days. Plan for recovery. You will have off days. It is part of having an autoimmune condition and living an autoimmune life. The goal is not perfection. The goal is to recognize with emotional neutrality, don't let it throw you off track, and pivot to resume quickly. So if a full body workout 3 days a week is creating flares, you pivot to a 4-day upper lower split, 2 days upper, 2 days lower body workouts. You get 2 extra days to recover for that body part, and maybe flares calm down. So the goal is not perfection. The goal is to pivot and resume and use everything as data. Don't let it throw you off emotionally. Try to find emotional neutrality. And I'm not saying to suppress your emotions and not feel anything, but think about the high performers. The high performers show up in one way, and there's 3 ways to show up. So let's talk about the 3 ways there is to show up. 1, fight or flight. You get angry or you run away and stop doing the do. Number 2, you tend and befriend. This is what women do. We get in groups with other women and we moan and whinge and complain. Okay? No more of that. Number 3, which is what the high performers do, is they show up with courage. And courage means taking action and controlling what you can control and then pivoting to when something doesn't work out your way. So if something's not going your way and it's not getting the results, you pivot and you look at that next closest horizon. So what can I control today? I can control what goes in my mouth. I can control how I move my body. I can control what stress I let into my life, and I can control when I go to bed. Okay. So show up with courage, which means taking action. Have a flare protocol. Are there certain supplements, water, hydration, sleep that you tap into when you're in a flare? I do love lower rep workouts, Thyroid Strong style, for when we're in a flare. Protein, liquid protein, make it a protein shake. If you feel bloated or like there's a lot of digestive load, make sure you drink your protein shake as if you're eating your food. Don't chug it, swish it in your mouth to stimulate the digestive enzymes in your mouth. Maybe an infrared sauna or a gentle walk instead of a full workout. And then just remember, a flare is feedback, not failure. A flare is feedback, not failure. So when we want to stay consistent, here's a little recap. 1, choose identity over willpower or motivation. 1% better every day. Keep momentum. 2, reduce decision fatigue. 3, track habits, not results. 4, find the right support. Surround yourself with the company you keep. That is amazing so that you keep good company, other people lifting weights, eating protein. 5, plan for flare days. So when you step into the identity of, I am someone who lifts weights, I am someone who eats protein, you don't have to force consistency. It just becomes who you are. So reflect for a moment for yourself. What would be the most consistent, healed version of myself, right? Like, what does that look like? If you were wave a magic wand 6 months from now, what does that person look like, feel like? How do they move through their day? Write it as if it's happened already. And then write down, what can I do today to walk myself towards that vision of my person? Every single one-on-one discovery call I do with ladies, we talk about this. What are you currently struggling with? 6 months from now, wave a magic wand. What do you want to feel like? What do you want to look like? All right, ladies, if you are interested in Thyroid Strong Elite group coaching, 6 months, personalized coaching, calories, macros, workouts, weekly calls with me, and an amazing group of women who do the do, that's Thyroid Strong Elite. Link is in the show notes. And if you want one-on-one coaching, I will drop that in as well. Maybe you integrate this mantra just for today. Strong is my baseline. Strong is my new baseline. That's how I show up in every single situation. Motivation is fleeting. Momentum is built. I don't need a new plan. I need a new identity. Maybe one of those resonate. All right, ladies, if you love this episode, rate and review on Apple, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you listen to your podcast episodes. And if you need more help, direct access to me, go check out the links in the show notes. I will see you next week.